everybody, it's Emily from Vintage Polka Dot Shop, and today I thought we would make some charms for this journal here. Actually, it's going to be more than what I need because, you know, it's always good to make a couple extras. So making some charms for that journal, and I am using printables or digitals from KB and Friends. I will link the digitals I used below, or you can just, you know, search for her KB and Friends on Etsy. And I am using this inkjet shrink film. You need to use one that is designed for inkjet. And I was reading a review. I've used this quite a few times. Sorry, excuse the coffee dyed fingers. I have scrubbed them. It's just the season. Anyway, I've used this and the Shrinky Dink brand, and they work really well with the Epson EcoTink printer. One review, as I started to say, she said it flaked, which I've never had that done, so maybe she was using laser and ink, or, you know, instead of, you know, inkjet. So I don't know. So when you do it, you need to follow the directions on here, but I'm going to give you some tips, and we'll kind of go through it a little bit together. I'm not going to take you watch it cook in the oven, because if I watch it cook, it won't cook. You know, I have to close my eyes, and then they shrink magically. So the first thing I did to kind of test it out was, this is a printable just how it comes. I didn't resize anything she does. I love her stuff because a lot of her kits, she does things that you can just cut out the ephemera and the pages just as they are, and then she gives you ones you can resize. So this one I thought might be helpful for anybody who doesn't want to play around on their word processing program on their computer, or intimidated, just to give you an idea of what it would look like on one of the ones that was her size, how it came. So, and this is not perfectly flat. I had to go, what you have to do sometimes is on the bigger ones it will curl, and I did hit them with a back of a spatula in the oven. You know, after you take it out of the oven, it's hot. Don't touch it with your hands. It's hot. But I just used, like, to try to kind of smush it down. But I actually don't mind that it's a little bit not perfect. You know, it doesn't bother me. And so, as you can see, this is the size it started off with, and then it shrinks to this. Now, it says on here, shrinks to 20%, but when you read the directions, or baking tips, or somewhere here, it says make it half, 50% of the size that you want it. So if you want something to be about 2 inches, then, you know, you want to make it about 1. Let me, ruler. Hold on a second. Okay. Excuse my arm there. Okay. So just to kind of give you an idea, you just have to experiment with it. So this is about 3 inches, and that's about 1.5 inches. So it is about half. So there's that one from there, and this one kind of flattened a little better. The bigger they are, the more curl they get. And then I thought the little ice cream cone came out crazy cute. And then the little rose. And then I absolutely love the bottle soda. So the bottle of soda was 4 3/4, and now it's about 4 1/4, or 4 1/4. Math is hard. 2 1/4. Sorry, guys. All right. So that's kind of just the example to show you. I found on my oven is kind of persnickety. So I did it at 300. The directions recommend between 300 and 350. So you kind of have to know your oven, or, you know, like as you cut things out, maybe take the scraps and melt them just to give it a shot. So I kind of cut some of these out already. I don't know how they're going to come out, but in theory, you know, this is what, 3 1/2, so it should be 1 7/5 or so. So, okay, so I'll just show you what I cut out so far. Now, I'm going to punch holes. Don't forget to punch holes. And I use the bigger hole punch because I'm going to make these into charms. So the larger size, not the tiny one. So that hole punch becomes a hole that size. Here, let me tear off a piece of paper so you can see. Maybe so a hole that size becomes a hole that size, just to kind of help you visually. Okay, so I cut her out already. I have not cut this boy out. Oh, I started to say, sometimes I cut a little bump like that. So when I punch the hole, it's not going into people's heads quite so much. So these are the ones I've cut out. They're not really perfect. I'm having a hard time with this lighter background kind of seeing what I'm doing, to be honest. Having more vibrant things are better. This product does come in white, and maybe that would have been better. I just really like the see-through. So what you're going to do is after you cut these out, you're going to take a cookie sheet and line it with something. The directions give you ideas. I don't remember what they all are. I used your basic parchment paper, Kirkland brand, nothing fancy. And you're going to line that, and then you're going to spread these all out on your cookie sheet. And you don't want them close together because they do curl and roll, and if they kind of curl together, they're stuck together. They will be Siamese charms or ornaments, or however you want to use them. You can also get, of course, some of you probably played with Shrinky Dinks as a kid, and you can still buy Shrinky Dinks, and you don't have to run them through your printer, so you could use rubber stamps or trace and color, so the world is your oyster. I like being able to print stuff out. I love using these old images, or these old vintage style images. They just totally suit this project. I've done them last year. I did some with Raggedy Ann's with public domain images that I had gotten off of Etsy, and they came out fantastic, super fun. I had to cut some of the images out of like cut them from the background, but they came out really cute. So I didn't have enough room because see, he's kind of close to the top. So if you do this yourself, whoa, it's like your need glasses. Let me get her on there a little better. Boy, I didn't really look at that. Okay, so I didn't leave enough room here when I printed it, sorry, to make a little bump, but I think it will be okay because it's not really going to be into his face. Boy, I'm looking at this kind of going, you must feel like you're getting vertigo looking at these images. Wow. I didn't till I looked at I made it really bad. Okay, well, I'm not going to fuddle with that so I'm just going to punch a hole. And it's a big one. Look, it takes a big chunk of his head. So we'll do that real quick. Now she had room for a little bump. But, I find it doesn't really matter. Now on this one, I'm thinking I'm going to put the hole in the corner because I want it to dangle like that. These will probably, I have a couple ideas. I probably won't use all of them, but, you might as well fill a sheet of paper. Because, let's see, what did I at the time when I bought this, Hobby Lobby had the best price, and I will put a link to the online store for Hobby Lobby. They were $10.99. But Amazon comes and goes. Usually I've bought them at Amazon. Let's see, do we want to... Now see, we've got this. It says play, so we could put it here. I think I do kind of want it. Well, but then it will get the kiddos. Yeah, I still think I want it there. It's not quite it's not centered at all. But you know what? I'm going to trim this. I'm going to use the big scissors here and trim it just a little bit. Okay. So yeah, this is one of those crafts you have to kind of be willing to take a little risk. But you get 6 sheets for $10.99 from Hobby Lobby. They do have, one second, I'm going to look at this. They do have like a really nice big bulk buy from Amazon, but I just didn't need 100 sheets. Because let me look, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that one. And And so I just don't know. I mean, it depends how many you think you're going to make. I mean, at this day and age, prices are only going to go up, but 100 does seem excessive, especially since it was over $100, and it's kind of like, yikes. Okay. So I have my cookie sheet here just to show you. As I said, I'm not going to take you to my kitchen. So this is the parchment paper I used earlier, so it's a little crinkly, but I don't think that matter. You know what? I'm going to trim this down. That might help with the curling, as if the bottom surface could be a little flatter. We'll find out. So you want to make sure you have your oven preheated. As I said, mine's at 300. Well, that's nice and crooked, isn't it? Still. Okay. So we're going to lay out my shrink plastic. Lay it out. Make sure there's room for everything. Maybe. I wonder if they'll all fit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gonna kind of get that. All right. So, and then the directions recommend you put another piece on top to kind of help with the curling. Now, this is curling a lot less because it's already been used. Alrighty. So I will be back and we'll see how these look. We can compare them to the master sheet. So see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. So here's what I learned. Here is my takeaway. I love, these are still warm, the size of the kids. I like the size of the red wagon, and look how vibrant the red is. But I think Clay and its playtime are going to be too big for this particular project. But maybe not, because, you know, I think this would be cute. Like maybe, let's see if I can do it. Pinned onto a tag, perhaps. Not planned here, just off the cuff. Not this one, but just an idea of the size. You could use a bulb pin. Put it through the hole. Let's see. As I said, this is totally unplanned, off the cuff. As obviously this picture won't work, but maybe a plainer tag, but just to kind of give an idea of size. Like, so if you had a tag this size, this could be a really cute little embellishment. Or maybe pinned to, a cloth pocket or something. So it's a little big. So I would say for this particular one, let's see. So that was 4 inches. 2 for something this width and dimensions is kind of big. Now, this girl is also 2 inches, but see, she's skinnier. So I think that's something to keep in mind, depending what you're going to use it for. Like the overall size. Love the wagon. See, that would be cute. I mean, I'm not going to put it on this tag, but maybe if you had a ribbon or something going through this tag, or fabric. But also probably a little big for tag. I don't know, but not too big if you had a cloth pocket or something to have it hanging. But I think I am going to use it on my tassel. I haven't done the tassel. I haven't gathered up the tassel, so I don't know yet, but I really like how vibrant it is. And I really like how this one came out too. And then the other thing you can do besides bulb pins is, I don't know, I just grabbed these, might not be the right ones. Little jump rings. And of course, did I grab tools? No. Am I just doing it off the cuff? Yes. Can I do it without tools? I don't think so. I really need my other... there we go. Okay. So, let's try. Will it fit? Oh, yeah. So now I would, because this is a small ring, I would probably add another ring to it. So maybe a more oval ring. As I said, I just grabbed this so you could kind of see when I get the, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so busy concentrating. Sometimes it's hard to do stuff on camera. So there he's got the little ring. So now he can, I can either attach another ring to him or a pin to really have him dangle. Really cute. You could have him dangle from like a fabric tab on the side of a journal. So, you know, anywhere you would use a charm, you can use these. Just a quick little project I wanted to share with you. I mean, not difficult at all, though you do have to experiment. And that's the part. I don't know why. I guess it's because when you invest money in something and you haven't done it, it can be a little nerve-wracking to experiment. So basically, I would say if it's something this wide and it's 4 inches, maybe make it on your computer, like maybe make it 3 or 2.5 and see where you get. Probably 3, just because then this would be half the size too, because this is 1.5 inches. And if you know, when you take the corner and go zoop to make it shorter, it comes in too. So I hope that helps you. I hope you feel like you're going to explore and experiment with these. I think they're really fun, and it brings out the little kid in you, you know, looking in the oven, watching him shrink, and using the parchment on top this time, because it was, make sure your parchment's flatter. The second time I did, you know, when I did these, it definitely came out a lot less curled than when I did with the first one, and the parchment kind of rolled. So kind of make sure your parchment fits in there really good. And have fun experimenting, and I'd love to hear if it works for you. See you in the next one. Bye.